Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the edge of something great. You can feel the excitement, the energy, and the possibility of what lies ahead. But there's something holding you back. Something from your past, a fear, a mistake, a regret, or maybe even a person who no longer serves your growth. It feels like a weight that's keeping you from soaring to the heights you were meant to reach. But here's the truth: you can't grow if you don't let go. You can't move forward if you're still chained to what's behind you. Today I'm here to tell you that it's time to release that weight. It's time to step into the future with open arms, to trust in the process of life, and to embrace the incredible growth that comes when you let go of the things that no longer serve you. There's a power in releasing what holds you back. There's a peace in letting go of fear and doubt. There's freedom in forgiving yourself and others for past wrongs. And in that freedom, you will find the strength to rise higher, push further, and become the person you were always meant to be. So I want you to listen closely today, because the journey to your true self starts with one simple choice: to let go and let yourself grow. To truly grow, we must first acknowledge that holding on to the past can weigh us down and limit our potential. We often carry the burden of past mistakes, failures, or relationships that no longer serve us. These attachments create a mental and emotional clutter that prevents us from fully embracing the present moment and future opportunities. By holding on, we are essentially chaining ourselves to a version of ourselves that no longer exists, stuck in a loop that hinders personal progress. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting it or pretending it never happened. It's about releasing the emotional grip that the past has on us so we can make room for new experiences and growth. When we let go, we free ourselves from the shadows of regret and disappointment, giving us the space to step into the light of possibility. It's about learning from what's happened, but not allowing it to define who we are or limit what we can become. The act of letting go is incredibly freeing because it gives us the power to shape our own future. We are no longer held hostage by the mistakes, failures, or experiences of the past. Instead, we take control of our own narrative, knowing that we have the ability to start anew, to create fresh opportunities, and to chart our own course. By letting go, we break free from the past's grip, allowing us to embrace new challenges and new lessons that will shape our future. As we release the past, we give ourselves the gift of personal growth. We open ourselves to new experiences, new people, and new possibilities. It's in this space of openness that we can truly thrive, shedding the layers of old baggage that no longer serve us. Growth comes when we are willing to move forward without the weight of past regrets holding us back. In order to grow, we must first understand that growth requires change, and change often brings discomfort. Many of us are resistant to change because it forces us to step outside of our comfort zones and face the unknown. The fear of failure, the uncertainty of what's to come, and the unfamiliarity of new paths can make us hesitant to move forward. However, it's important to recognize that growth cannot happen without embracing change. The discomfort we feel in the face of change is simply a sign that we are on the edge of something new and transformative. To grow, we must become comfortable with discomfort. It's in those moments of unease that we are pushed to expand our limits and discover what we're truly capable of. Think about the times in your life when you made progress. It likely came after stepping into a space that felt unfamiliar and intimidating. The first step toward growth is the willingness to take that leap, even when it feels uncertain. It's about trusting the process and knowing that the discomfort you're feeling is a temporary part of the journey towards something greater. Growth also requires a shift in mindset. Instead of seeing challenges or setbacks as obstacles, we must learn to see them as opportunities for growth. Every difficulty we face is a chance to learn, adapt, and improve. When we change our perspective on challenges, we start to see them as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Embracing this mindset allows us to approach life with resilience, determination, and an open heart, knowing that even in tough times, there is potential for growth. The key to growth is not just accepting change, but welcoming it with open arms. When we stop resisting the inevitable shifts that life brings, we free ourselves to evolve. By accepting discomfort and changing our perspective, we open ourselves to a world of opportunities that will allow us to grow in ways we never imagined. Growth comes when we embrace change and trust that it will lead us to a better version of ourselves. Letting go of the past is a crucial step toward growth, but it's often the hardest part of the journey. Many of us hold on to old wounds, past regrets, or failed attempts because they've become part of our identity. We convince ourselves that they define us, but in reality, they are the very things keeping us stuck. Holding on to these memories and emotions prevents us from fully stepping into our potential and limits our ability to move forward. In order to grow, we must first release the weight of the past, and this isn't always easy. Releasing doesn't mean forgetting or invalidating past experiences. It means acknowledging their place in our lives without letting them control our present and future. When we hold on to pain, anger, or disappointment, we give those feelings power over us. Letting go is about reclaiming that power. It's about deciding that your future is more important than the past, and that you deserve the opportunity to build something better, something more aligned with who you are becoming. This shift in mindset opens up space for new experiences, opportunities, and possibilities. As we let go, we make room for healing. We allow ourselves to release negative emotions and negative thought patterns that keep us in a cycle of self-doubt and limitation. This act of release is not just about forgiveness, it's also about self-compassion. When we let go of the past, we choose to honor ourselves, acknowledging that we are worthy of a bright future and a fresh start. It's an empowering act of self-love that says we deserve to live freely without the burden of past mistakes. Letting go is not a one-time event, but a continuous practice. Every day we are presented with moments where we can choose to release what no longer serves us, whether it's an old belief, a toxic relationship, or a failed dream. We have the power to let go. As we do, we make space for new growth, new opportunities, and a new version of ourselves. It's only when we let go that we truly make room for all the good that life has waiting for us. Letting go requires courage, and courage is something we all have within us, though sometimes it takes a little time to realize it. When we face challenges, obstacles, or fears, it's easy to believe that we're not strong enough to overcome them. But in reality, it's often in those very moments of struggle that our greatest strength emerges. Letting go of things that no longer serve us takes a level of courage because we are confronting the unknown, stepping into new territory, and trusting ourselves to handle whatever comes next. It's the willingness to face discomfort in order to embrace growth. The fear of the unknown can often keep us holding on to things, whether it's a job, a relationship, or a mindset. But in staying in that comfort zone, we block ourselves from the possibility of something greater. Growth requires us to step into the unknown, to take a leap of faith, and trust that even if we fall, we will rise again stronger. It's about understanding that growth doesn't happen in the safety of what's familiar, but in the risk of letting go and embracing the potential of what's next. When we let go, we learn to trust the process of life. We have to believe that the universe, God, or whatever higher power you believe in has a greater plan for us than we could ever imagine. Letting go is an act of surrender, and that surrender isn't about weakness, but about trusting in something larger than ourselves. It's about knowing that by letting go, we're creating space for something far better to come into our lives. When we trust the process, we align ourselves with the flow of life, allowing it to guide us to new heights. Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the ability to move forward despite it. Letting go takes that kind of courage because it forces us to face our fears, to challenge our limiting beliefs, and to trust in the unfolding of our journey. It's about realizing that the greatest gift we can give ourselves is the freedom to grow and evolve. When we make that choice, we unlock the potential to become the best version of ourselves. When we talk about letting go, it's not just about removing physical things from our lives, it's about releasing the emotional baggage that weighs us down. Many times we hold on to grudges, disappointments, and failures, believing that they define us or that we need to carry them in order to protect ourselves. However, this emotional weight only prevents us from moving forward. Letting go of the past doesn't mean forgetting or invalidating our experiences, but it means choosing not to let them control our future. By releasing that emotional baggage, we free ourselves to experience life in a more positive and open way. Releasing these negative emotions is not an easy task. We have often become so accustomed to the hurt, the anger, or the fear that we feel as though they are part of our identity. But true healing comes from letting go. It's about learning to forgive ourselves and others, about recognizing that holding on to pain only limits our growth. When we let go of those emotional burdens, we give ourselves permission to heal, to grow, and to become better versions of ourselves. The process of letting go is not instantaneous. It's something that requires time, patience, and a willingness to face the emotions head on, but the reward is freedom. When we allow ourselves to let go of negative thoughts and feelings, we create room for positivity and new opportunities. The space we create by releasing what no longer serves us can be filled with new experiences, ideas, and growth. By letting go, we make space for better things to come into our lives, whether it's new relationships, new projects, or simply a better understanding of ourselves. Letting go invites positive change and personal transformation into our lives, making room for the better things that are waiting for us. Letting go is about shedding the old skin and stepping into a new version of ourselves. It's about embracing the unknown, accepting change, and trusting that better things are on the way. When we let go of the things that no longer serve us, we create space for a life that is aligned with our true purpose. It's about trusting the process, knowing that by releasing the old, we are making room for the new and stepping into a future that is full of possibility. In life, fear often stands as the greatest barrier between us and our growth. We are afraid of failure, afraid of rejection, afraid of what others might think. This fear can paralyze us, keeping us stuck in situations that don't serve our highest good. When we let fear dictate our actions, we create a pattern of avoidance. We avoid trying new things, making bold decisions, or even pursuing our true passions because of the fear of what might go wrong. But the truth is, fear is often a projection of our own insecurities, not an accurate reflection of the reality we will face. Letting go of fear means learning to step outside of our comfort zones and taking risks. It means choosing courage over comfort and trusting that even if we fail, we will learn something valuable. The fear of failure is often worse than the failure itself. When we hold on to fear, we prevent ourselves from exploring the vast potential that lies beyond it. Releasing fear opens up a world of opportunities that we otherwise wouldn't have considered. It allows us to move forward with confidence, knowing that the lessons we learn along the way are just as valuable as the success we seek. Fear also keeps us trapped in the past, haunted by what could have been or what went wrong. We hold on to past mistakes, believing that they define who we are. Letting go of fear allows us to free ourselves from these past limitations and focus on the present moment. By releasing our fear of the unknown, we create space for new beginnings, new ideas, and new growth. It's about shifting our mindset from one of limitation to one of possibility, where we can see the world not as a place full of obstacles, but as a place full of chances to thrive. When we choose to release our fear, we step into a life of freedom. Fear no longer holds power over us, and we can fully embrace the future with an open heart and mind. Letting go of fear is a process, but it's a powerful one that leads us to deeper levels of confidence, strength, and self-discovery. It's about trusting ourselves and the journey ahead, knowing that we are capable of handling whatever comes our way. In conclusion, letting go is not just about releasing the past or overcoming fear. It's about stepping into your fullest potential. It's about making room for growth, for new opportunities, and for the person you are destined to become. The journey of letting go is not always easy, but it is necessary. When you let go, you free yourself from the limitations you've placed on your own life. You allow yourself to grow in ways you never thought possible, unlocking the power within you. Trust that the process will unfold in its own time and embrace every step along the way with an open heart and mind. Thank you for taking the time to listen, for being here, and for showing up for yourself. Remember, the power to grow and evolve is within you. Never underestimate your ability to create the life you deserve. Keep believing in yourself, let go of what holds you back, and move forward with the confidence that you can achieve greatness. Thank you once again, and I wish you all the best on your journey.